and maybe my presentation will reflect on some of the issues which may answer his queries. I hope so. As Christoph said, I'm from Bangladesh. I'm working as a lecturer at James P. Grant School of Public Health. So I can start. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my presentation from Bangladesh. And this presentation shows how community empowerment is very important in achieving universal health coverage. In doing so, I would like to recapitulate some of the important concepts which I believe most of you are already familiar with. The health of the rich people had always been an important issue, but it is for the first time in history that the health of the poor people also became important, and that happened in 1978 with the compassionate ideologies of equity and social justice. Yes, I'm talking about primary health care. Now let's turn to universal health coverage. Evidences from different countries suggest that initial attempts at universal health coverage meets with resistance from different quarters, especially the professional bodies of the doctors and the financial experts of the country. Maybe because of some vested interests, or maybe because of their lack of knowledge about universal health coverage. But whatever the reasons behind this resistance might be, in order to establish universal health coverage, we need to overcome this resistance. And therefore, the demand for universal health coverage should come from the people, from within the community itself. It's the people who should come forward and say that yes, universal health coverage is something that we need, is beneficial for us. But in a country like Bangladesh, where more than 40% of the people do not know how to write their names, how can we expect that these people will come forward to claim their rights on health? But at the same time, you should remember that Bangladesh is the country which is very particularly well known for its vibrant civil societies, its microcredit miracle, and its NGOs. Therefore, we suggest that the social movements motivated by the ideologies of equity and social justice, mediated by the civil society, can push the political leaders to opt for universal health coverage. But where is the evidence that this may work? Here it is. We have been, with an aim of developing a comprehensive primary healthcare model, for Bangladesh, we have been conducting a mixed method research which involves document reviews, then screening surveys, household surveys, and ethnographic interviews, and most importantly, participatory rapid appraisal with the community. And our model of comprehensive primary healthcare involves 8 components of primary healthcare according to Alma-Ata, an effective referral system, and few principles of Alma-Ata like equity, appropriate technology, intersectoralism, devolution, and community empowerment. What is devolution? Devolution is the extended version of decentralization, where the local government makes the policies and priorities and sets its own priorities and acts according to the local needs. And it also assumes its own form and structure according to the communities. Therefore, the devolution itself is a community empowering tool, and it's by itself, by definition, it promotes community empowerment. And we also use community empowerment, which had never been used in terms of primary healthcare before. What was used was community participation, but we want to say that community participation is a subset of community empowerment which we should opt for. And this community, we can claim that a community is empowered if it has access to information, can participate in decision-making forums, has the ability to demand accountability from the decision makers, and has the capacity to work in partnership with the public. Then we can say that that community is empowered. Our research had some findings which are very good findings. Some were not very encouraging. Like, we found that there was an acute lack of empowerment among the community. But at the same time, we found that the community themselves acknowledged the importance of their empowerment. That means there is already a demand for empowerment in the community. Another good sign was that the government made it mandatory that the citizen charters be displayed in all the health centers. That means the government recognizes the importance of empowering the community, involving the community. But the bad thing is that lack of education prevents the people from reading those materials written on the boards. Our research method, which involves participatory rapid appraisal allowed the people to come up with very good suggestions to improve their own lot. Like they said that the sensitizing the media can be an empowering approach. Also, they say that about the BCC materials. They say that most of the BCC materials that are used are centered around health practices only. Rather, these BCC materials can be developed around community empowerment or health entitlements. They also suggested that Bangladesh being a Muslim majority country, these imams or the religious people can be brought forward to talk about the community empowerment instead of delivering only religious messages. Another suggestion was that Bangladesh has a good network of community health educators, both from the government and non-government sectors. These people also come forward, can be motivated to talk about community empowerment. They also suggested that the local government, which is not very active in Bangladesh, this local government can be utilized to develop community groups for health. But why are we so optimistic that these suggestions may work? Based on our understanding of the community and some examples, good examples. One such example is the phenomenal success of expanded program on immunization, where the government with the community and the NGO yielded a huge success. Another example is the village organization meeting of the microcredit beneficiaries of the BRAC. And here, in addition to delivering microcredit, these meetings delivers message about the community empowerment and the health entitlements. Now, in a nutshell, our research in comprehensive primary healthcare will pave the way for community empowerment, because the research itself is an empowering approach, and secondly, the research findings can enlighten us about different modalities of community empowerment, and finally, if the government adopts this model, as we have community empowerment as one of the components of THC according to our suggestion, the community will be empowered, that we believe. And this empowerment will generate demand for universal health coverage, which will eventually lead us to the attainment of universal health coverage, which is our ultimate destination. Thank you for your attention.